Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for all of you who have been following my mom's journey, she passed away on Tuesday night, this last Tuesday. I can't remember what the date was. Today is Monday, so it's been almost a week. Basically what happened is she couldn't take her morphine anymore because she was freaking out and she would throw up every time she would take it, and it just wasn't really agreeing with her, so we had to slowly taper her off of it. And basically as we were tapering her off the morphine, she started to have these really bad withdrawal reactions, and all of a sudden she couldn't keep down any fluids. She would throw up water, she'd throw up pills, she'd just throw up everything. She wasn't peeing, she just wasn't hydrated. So at that point I was like, Mom, you need to get an IV, because she was filtering. She was filtering orange, sulfur smelling crap, like chunks of stuff. I mean, it was good filtration. So the next step, obviously, in my mind, was IV hydration. But she didn't want to go to the ER because she was afraid that she wasn't going to get out. Like, they weren't going to let her get out of the ER. So my next idea was an enema, and for hydration and to clean out her colon, I figured it would be win-win, just to get her a little more hydration and get the filtering going, you know. She didn't want to do that either, so I couldn't force her to do anything. And basically after that day that she refused the enema, she just kept going downhill. She kept getting more and more dehydrated. Her skin started peeling, and her brain function went downhill as well. She just, every day she became less and less responsive, and at this point I was thinking she went through aggressive chemotherapy, meaning it was very toxic, and it's just really sad because the doctors towards the end of her chemotherapy sessions were telling her that her markers were down, and so she was really happy. But then she went into the hospital and she was dying. So what's sad is that she was really confused because all the doctors were acting positively, like, oh, your markers are down, you know, this is great, ignoring the fact that the chemotherapy killed her. So it just led me to believe that a lot of people are being misled into thinking, you know, lower markers mean that you're going to make a full recovery, or that you're going to, you know, be free of the issue. But it's not, that's not how it works. Your markers can be looking better, but you can die from the chemotherapy pretty shortly after it's done being administered. So I'm surprised she lasted this long, honestly. She'd been on a ton of chemotherapy pills before. She's done 2 rounds of radiation throughout the last 10 years. I mean, this has been a 10-year battle. It's been terrible. And when she first got cancer, that is when I first found Dr. Robert Morse, and because I was looking at everything that I could find to help her. It ended up helping me more, but she wouldn't have it until her last hospital visit when she was dying, and that's too late. So my advice here is definitely don't get sucked down that hole. Take your health into your own hands. And, you know, a lot of people just aren't interested in this kind of thing. They're not it's not something they think about, and you know, they put all their trust into the medical community, and you know what, that's fine. If, you know, everyone's on their own journey, and if that's your journey, then that's meant to happen. Just like with my mom, I tried everything that I could to try and change her outcome, and I couldn't. She wouldn't let me. She wanted to do what she wanted to do, and I couldn't change it until it was too late. In which case, I hope that I eased her suffering just a little bit. I mean, I treated her as I would want to be treated. If I was in that situation, I would want somebody to try their very hardest for me and to give me their all. So that's what I did, but it just, the stars weren't aligned for her to still be here. So it's time for her to start another journey, and time for me to start a new chapter of my life. So with all of this happening, I am feeling really motivated to change my life and start getting my health journey on track, because I had to stop everything in order to help her. And so I am in this process of decompressing, like unwinding, trying to get back to, you know, not having to deal with that stress, and to really focus on myself and what I'm doing in my life, and to start, you know, manifesting what I want and giving myself more energy, because this past week has been really awful. I mean, I got married. My mom wasn't able to come to the wedding because she was too sick. And the whole reason I was doing my wedding so soon is so that she would come. So ironically, she wasn't able to make it. So, and that just happened to be the last day that I was going to get to say goodbye to her and say hello and goodbye and, you know, speak with her on this planet. So that was kind of a bittersweet day, because the day after we went on our honeymoon, which was also kind of miserable. It was really hot, much too hot. And, you know, I was sad the whole time. And then while I was on my honeymoon, my mom passed away. So it was just like the worst week of my life, if I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've experienced a worse week in my life. So with all that happening, I've just had this new motivation to get myself healthy, and all of that stress really kind of affected my stomach in a bad way, and the fatigue, because I was in California and I just couldn't make myself any food. Like, we didn't have a microwave in our hotel. It was just awful. I mean, it was fun. I tried to make fun of it, but it was just kind of awful. So I was having to order food, and it just wasn't, it was probably cross-contaminated with other allergens that I have. So now I'm trying to recover from that, and it's, at least I can just kind of stay home and rest and lay around. But I don't know, it's like been the worst week of my life, for real. So that's where I'm at. I am going to buy an intermittent fasting book, because I'm going to start intermittent fasting, because I have done it in the past and I've gotten really good results with regenerating my stomach lining. I also have a whole bunch of herbs that my mom was using, but I'm going to use now since she's no longer here. So I'm excited about that. I still have some of my herbs that I had from the last haul I did. I don't think I filmed it, but so I've got a lot of herbs to work with, and I'm gonna start intermittent fasting, probably 16 hours fasting, 8 hours eating, and just because that works better for me, and I definitely see results with it. So that's where I'm at. More videos about me, less about mom, and yeah, I'm gonna start documenting my journey again, since I have more time and I'm not kind of, you know, trying to save somebody well, now I'm trying to save myself. So yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for following, stay tuned for more.